My great-grandfather's name is John Silva. He lived in the Azore Islands off the coast of Portugal. He is the one who came to America, and as the story goes, here's how that happened. John came rushing through the small wooden door of the house he shared with his father. He had just been to the post, and they had finally gotten a letter from his brother Stanley. Stanley had left for America a month ago, and they were desperate to hear from him. They read the letter together, absorbing every detail. He said things were great there. He got a place to live, a job, and was settling in well. When John got to the last line, he froze. Stanley said he wanted John to come live with him in America. John's dearest dream was to go to America and start a new life there. But there was no way that they could afford it by themselves. Just as he was thinking that, there was a knock at the door. They weren't expecting any visitors. John answered the door, and there to greet him was a man of great stature dressed in fine, rich clothing. The man asked if this was where the carpenters lived. John's father and himself were the only carpenters around, and were quite good at what they did. The man said, "My son is sick, and will be bedridden for a long time. I love him, and I want for him to do something, so I want you to build him a small windmill that I can put outside of his window, so he can watch it throughout the day. I will pay you well in return." John was thrilled. He vowed that he would work day and night until that mill was finished so he could get the money to leave. John's father totally supported him. He had wanted to send him there for quite a while, but just couldn't do it. John worked for weeks getting all the materials he would need and got to work building it. He hardly slept at all those few weeks as he determinedly persisted in building it. Finally, the day came when he was done. He delivered it to the rich man and he was delighted with the work. He gave all the money he promised, then even some more so he could start his life in America. John left on the ship 2 weeks later, leaving the Azores and his father for the last time and never coming back. When he got to the U.S., he met up with Stanley and lived with him for a time. Eventually, he found his wife, he moved north to Orleans, California, and settled down. They raised a family of their own and enjoyed growing old in peace. Eventually, they got grandchildren and enjoyed raising them as well. John continued to build windmills until his old age forced him to quit. The place in Orleans is still there. My grandparents live there now, and eventually my father will move there too. When he leaves, it will go to my sisters and I. If John had never come to America, my life would have been very different. I would be on Azore Islands, not in Windsor here with my friends. From this story, I learned that hard work runs in my family, and if you work hard enough, good things come from it.